Welcome to MBC Sports. Before we take a look at some of the athletes making the news here at MHS, let's check in some of the top sport headlines in the minute. It's been an incredible season for the Mason Comet football team. Facing a must-win situation against Sycamore a week ago, the Comets crushed the Aviators to advance to the Division I playoffs for the first time in 7 years. With a 17-6 loss against St. X this past weekend, the Comets concluded their season with a 7-4 record. But the future looks bright for Comet football. The JV team had a successful season, going 8-1-1, and concluded with a 27-6 win over Sycamore. The win secured a first-place GMC finish for the JV team. Not to be outdone, the freshman team capped off an undefeated season to finish atop the GMC. The freshmen hammered Sycamore 22-0 in their season finale. And finally, the boys and girls cross-country teams advanced to the state meet over the weekend. For the third straight year, the girls advanced by placing first in the regional meet, while the boys finished second. And at the state meet, the girls came in third, while the boys finished ninth. And now let's take a look at some of the athletes who are making a name for themselves. Just about everyone can remember when they first learned to ride a bike, and some students still choose to ride their bikes to school today. But Andrew Morin brings you the story of a cyclist who takes bike riding pretty seriously.
Think back to the first time you rode a bike. The rush of pushing that pedal down and gliding away down what seems like an endless sidewalk. Well, some MHS students have taken simple cycling from an activity to a serious sport. Through the mud, across the sand, up and down grassy hills, navigating twisting tight turns, over barriers, and to victory. The sport is cyclocross. Mason High School senior Luke Woodard is a two-time state champion in this unique blend of all-terrain biking and cross-country.
Cyclocross is kind of a mix between road and mountain, even though it existed long before mountain bike racing. Traditionally a late fall to winter sport. Races are generally held on like a mix of grass, sand, a lot of mud sometimes depending on the weather. Bikes are kind of like a road bike, but like more clearance and knobbier tires, so it's kind of hard to explain unless you see it, I guess.
Last year, Luke made the decision to focus on solely cyclocross and give up his love for baseball.
I don't know, it wasn't necessarily I chose cyclocross, it just kind of happened. If that makes any sense. But I just really love the ability to push myself, kind of find the limits of what I can do physically. And it's a whole lot of fun. The atmosphere is awesome.
Along with Luke, freshman Mackenzie Green is also very competitive in cyclocross, going out and training every day so that she can win every weekend.
My training regimen: on Mondays I do a core workout, and then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays I do intervals, and on Fridays I work on skills like going around trees and going over barriers, and the weekend is usually race days.
No matter how much Mackenzie trains, cyclocross still presents a tremendous challenge on race day.
The hardest part of cyclocross is the endurance and being able to go as hard as you can throughout the whole 40 minutes or an hour or 30 minutes or however long your race is. Just having to be able to go so hard the entire time.
As Luke and Mackenzie train throughout November and December, they have one goal in mind. That is to travel up north to Wisconsin and bring home a national championship. I'm Andrew Morin, MBC Sports.
The coaches of the MHS athletic teams preach it all the time. To get ahead of your competition, you have to outwork them. For the MHS softball team, not only are they willing to outwork their opponent, but they get up at the crack of dawn to prove it. Michelle Davey brings you the story of the softball team and how they're preparing for their season, although it is several months away.
Winter is just around the corner, which means a new round of athletes are gearing up for their next season. With winter sport workouts in full swing, Mason softball workouts are also in the mix. Although the official season doesn't start until spring, the ladies are already preparing to crush their competition. Coming in early every Tuesday and Thursday mornings, the ladies are committed to being the best that they can be. Coach Leanne Muff believes that the preseason workouts are what helps the team's success in their season.
Well, there's a lot of benefits. First of all, it's a great habit for young women to learn that they can get an exercise in before their day even starts. We obviously do it to get stronger, to be more athletic. It's a team building thing. It's a lot of dedication to get up and get here by 5:30 in the morning and get a workout in. They can look at each other and say, that girl's dedicated to our program. I'm dedicated, she's dedicated, and they can have instant respect for each other because they're getting up and they are dedicated to their sport, and then they get here and then they work hard. So there's a lot of benefits. I'm sure there's very few schools where the kids have the facilities that we have. We're so fortunate, you know, and it's great to have them, but we can't just talk about how nice they are. We need to utilize them.
Senior Mallory Young has been to the workouts since the beginning and has seen firsthand what the workouts do for the team's success.
I've been playing softball since I was about 4 years old during like the T-ball time. And we started the actual morning workouts like freshman year. It was like this whole new thing where, because we got the new workout room and so softball decided to do it like before school, the workouts. Well, I know that no other school is doing this. Like all the other schools, they don't come this early to work out. So I feel like it's bringing us like closer together because we get to see like who's trying out and we get to like work together. And it also makes us stronger, obviously, because we're in the workout room so early.
With preseason conditioning being very common across the board at Mason, there's something admirable about those who are willing to take away that extra hour of sleep that we all cherish in order to make themselves and their team better. The Comet softball players strive each day to become an inch ahead of their opponents, and the hard work in the off-season will definitely be evident as they take the field this spring. I'm Michelle Davey, NBC Sports.
Once again, we conclude sports with sounds from the sidelines. Videographer Aaron Kearney put together this segment after an exciting senior night.
And you believed in us. It wasn't perfect. I told you it wasn't going to be perfect, but it was great. It was flipping great. And I thank you from my heart and from my staff, all the way through, my whole staff. I thank you for sharing your study.